Is this your first time going virtual?
Yeah, it absolutely is. I was a little hesitant at first because I really felt like, for an assistant to be highly effective, they needed to be like boots on the ground and in the building with me. So she has definitely dispelled all of those, preconceived notions that I had.
Was it a big change for you personally?
No, it really wasn't. In fact, I had this epiphany about a week ago. So Noreen and I were on a Zoom call, and I had my marketing gal who's local in on the office with me, and we were talking about making some updates and changes to our weekly newsletter. And Noreen was asking me, my thoughts around that because she was wanting to do some changes. And I said to her, Noreen, this is your baby. You have perfectly executed what was in my mind. I said, so far be it for me to try to micromanage you now and tell you how to do that. You just, whatever you feel is going to be appropriate, for our brand and our messaging, go for it. And if you know me, that is huge. That is very, very huge because my personality is a DI in the disc. So I'm a driver and I'm an influencer. And so to give up that kind of control is huge. It's absolutely huge.
You went through our hiring process, communicating with our career backers, interviews through Zoom. How did that experience go, Renae?
It was like being on career visioning on steroids. It was extremely, number one, the process was really, really smooth. It went really smooth. I was kept informed every step of the way what the next step was going to be, right? But the process went very fast. And once I had my conversation with the onboarding team about like what the interviewing process was going to look like and what my one sheet, creating my one sheet of this is what I need my Cyberbacker to do. It went really, really fast because they then took that one sheet and aligned those Cyberbackers that met those criteria, so that I think I maybe had like 7 interviews to do, and I did them all in one day.
What do you have her do every day for you in the business? You already mentioned a few things, but what other things do you have her do?
Well, so in addition to monitoring my emails and monitoring my appointments, like she sends me, as soon as she logs in the morning, she sends me an email first thing in the morning. Good morning, Renae. Here's what's on your calendar for today. Right? So she makes sure that I'm fully aware of what I'm doing for the day because sometimes I can forget to look at my calendar, right? So she does that for me. She engages with people on all of our social media platforms. So she responds to people as if she's me, right? And engages with people to get some interaction going to help the algorithms. She also helps me to create. So my marketing gal creates graphics for me, and then Noreen takes the graphics and she creates all of the content for social media for me, and then makes sure that gets distributed to all of my different platforms, right? But then she also data mines my database for missing information so that we can increase our connection rate with people through command. I'm using the DTD2 system. So if I have a name and a phone number, then, she's researching, their email address, where they live. She's stalking them a little bit on Facebook, social media to get me important dates of birth, that kind of stuff. So she does that.
So imagine what you guys can do, the both of you can do in this partnership in a year's time, right?
Yeah. Well, I have often told people when they ask me about Cyberbackers and about having a virtual assistant, I tell people all the time that she has been able to do in 4 months what my previous assistant was unwilling and unable to do in 18 months.
What has been the biggest impact of Noreen, your Cyberbacker, to you and your business?
Well, really, honestly, in fact, it's interesting that you should ask that question. So I had someone, a lender, recently made a comment on one of my Facebook posts, and she had said that she loved how more visible I had become. So when I called her to say, thank you for the compliment, but tell me what you mean by that. And she said, well, I'm going to be honest, a year and a half ago, I wasn't even sure if you were still in the business, if you were going to stay in the business, because I didn't see you out there. Right. But now, because again, the partnership between myself, my marketing gal, and Noreen, now she's like, I see you everywhere. I see you everywhere. You're engaging everywhere on all the social media platforms, but more importantly than that, she sees me out in the community as well. And it's because Noreen has taken so much off my plate that I can now focus on my 20%.